I'm Jasmine Adams, and I'm the host of Footprints to Fruition. Brian, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm really excited to have you.
Of course, I'm honored to be here.
So everyone, Brian Hampton is the founder of Diamond Development Group. Tell us a little bit about your business.
Yeah, sure. Diamond Development Group is really a training services firm, specifically focusing on building people capability. Our uniquely designed workshops help leaders reposition themselves given this changing context in the business world. For example, after leaving our workshops, leaders actually possess the skills they need to drive business results with and through people.
So Brian, what I'm interested to understand is there are a lot of firms out there that do career development, right? But what about Diamond Development Group is unique to what you all do?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a great question. There are a lot of businesses that really do well in identifying managers in future positions. The problem is there's not a forum or a platform for those managers to gain the people skills they need to drive results at the higher level.
Okay.
And so Diamond Development Group, what we do is we actually differentiate ourselves in really three areas. Number one, the training is specifically designed for high potentials, so they're successful as future leaders. Secondly, we also have business simulations where they actually demonstrate the skills needed to be successful, so they can apply those on Monday morning.
Interesting. So one of the things that I've noticed is that entrepreneurship is a buzzword now, right?
Yep.
Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, but some people say it's nature versus nurture. Some things you can't just learn. Tell me about some of your early life experiences that said, yes, as Brian Hampton, I will be an entrepreneur.
Absolutely. You know, at the age of 13, I can remember my mom and dad telling me that one day I would own a business. One day I would be a leader. And since they told me that, I've been offered so many opportunities to serve in leadership roles. And the decisions I had to make were very entrepreneurial in nature. And I think all of that really culminated and allowed me to launch this business.
So tell me, how did that experience translate into you having the confidence to say, okay, great, I'm going to pull the trigger and actually be an entrepreneur? Because there's lots of risk associated with that.
I agree.
Talk about that.
I agree. You know, to be honest, I was frustrated. I was frustrated that I wasn't able to really make the differences that needed to be made because of bureaucracy and other factors going on in organizations. And so out of that frustration came, strategy and a plan and really just launching this type of business.
Interesting. I like that. That makes sense. And it's really valuable to know where your confidence comes from, because when you're on shaky ground in the world of entrepreneurship, you have to pull back to those things and say, this is why I can make it.
Absolutely.
So I really appreciate you sharing that part of your story.
Absolutely.
So I know not just in entrepreneurship, but business, school, life, there's always seasons of sacrifice, and then there's seasons of reaping what you sow. But from an entrepreneurship standpoint, the mindset is always, I have to put my head down, work hard. I have no time for anything else. But in fact, that's not always true. You have life, you have things going on. So tell me, how do you balance that?
Yeah, for me, actually, it's really combining work and taking care of the family at the same time. For me, my family is the number one client. I make sure that I'm home in time for dinner to help my children with their homework and spend time with the wife. I go to bed at 9 p.m. I wake up at 3 a.m. and that's when I truly work on the business.
But when did you figure out this is the schedule that you need to put in place? Like what happened to have you say, okay, I got to figure this out. How do I do the work-life integration?
Well, you know what? You really got to spread out your time investment. If I want my marriage to work, I need to be there to foster that marriage with my wife. And my children, when they ask me, Daddy, can you help me with homework? I want to say yes. I want to be available to do that as well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense. I really appreciate you talking about the balance, right? Because you can't always give everything in both lanes. You have to figure out, where to give all and where to pull back. And it's going to be a balance in each of those. And then my last question to you is just advice for other entrepreneurs. Ones that have not started their business, they have the great idea, but they're scared to pull the trigger. Ones that are just now getting their business off the ground. What would you say to them?
I would tell future entrepreneurs to really just put legs behind your ideas. Of course, it's scary. It's because it's the unknown, but really, the world is waiting on you. The world is truly waiting on you to put legs under your ideas.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. It's all about action,
It
right?
is, yep.
Because people often have an amazing idea, but if you can't put any power behind
If you
it,
can't
no
execute,
one.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I
matter.
like that. Well, thank you so much, Brian. I
Thank you.
appreciate you joining us, and we look forward to more conversations.
Thank you.